we getting started now because I just messed the record button. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Before I go into what I will be talking about today, let me clarify something. How it's gonna be Friday. Before I get off strike, it will not be Thursday. It will be Friday, the 3rd of September. Okay, and this morning it is Tuesday, which I call TWO. It's Tuesdays. And it is 7:58, 8:31. August the 31, 2021. Okay. So what I wanted to do today was share some very, very inspiring information with you guys that I believe is inspiring. And we're gonna be talking about persistence in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Yes, we are. So I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. I was wondering what I was gonna do. I do got some stuff, that I want to read to y'all that I put together myself and I wrote, or that I researched and I had my own thought on it. But yeah, I think we're gonna start off with Think and Go Rich, and then it was another book that I wanted all of us to start reading called The Untethered Soul. It's in one of my videos in the description part. But I'm gonna put it in this one as well. That's a book I haven't purchased yet, but I'm gonna purchase that as well. But let's dive into it because I don't want to, you know, uh, be into this too long. So here we go. It says chapter 9, so we're on page 111. Wow, what a coincidence of that. It's something else that I want to talk to you guys about when it comes to ancient numbers and stuff like that, but this ain't the video. I'm gonna say that for another video. It be so much that I want to, you know, um, share with you guys that I've learned because one thing I can say about my spiritual health or about, you know, the skills that I feel like I need in order to live my best life within, so the the circumstances that I'm going through is certain skills that I have to have in order to, keep a sound mind and stuff like that. In order to keep from, doing something that I can't say let regret because once it's done, it's done. There ain't no regret or nothing like that. So that's all myself I say. But let's get into persistence. The sustained effort necessary to induce faith. The eighth step toward riches. Okay, persistence is an essential factor in the procedure of transmitting desires into a monetary equivalent. The basis of persistence is the power of will. Willpower and desire, will properly combined, make an irresistible pair. Men who accumulate great fortune are generally known as cold-blooded and sometimes ruthless. Often they are misunderstood. What they have is willpower, which they mix with persistence and play back of their desires to ensure the attainment of their objectives. Heretofore has been greatly, no, let me rephrase that. Heretofore has been generally misunderstood to be ruthless and cold-blooded. This misconception grew out of a forced habit of following through in all of his plans with persistency. The majority of people are ready to throw their own aims and purpose overboard and give up at the first sign of opposition or misfortune. A few carry on despite all of the opposition until they attain their goal. These few are the Fords, Carnegies, Rockefellers, and Edisons. There may be no there may be no heroic connotation to the word persistence, but quality is the character of man what carbon is the steel. The building of a fortune generally involves the application of the entire 13 factors of this philosophy. These principles must be understood. They must be applied with persistence by all who accumulate money. If you are following this book with the intention of applying the knowledge it conveys, your first test, excuse me, y'all. Your first task as to your persistence will come when you begin to follow the 6 steps described in the second chapter. Unless you are one of the two out of every 100 who already have a definite goal at which you are aiming and a definite plan for its attainment. You may read the instructions and then pass on with your daily routine and never comply with those instructions. He said, and never comply with those instructions. Hmm. The author is checking up. The author is checking you up at this point because I was running. I'm like, don't comply with those instructions. What? Maybe I have to read that again. It just that just didn't sit well with me. That didn't make sense. It says 100 who already have it. Oh, okay, 100 who already have a definite goal at which you are aiming and a definite plan for its attainment. You may read the instructions and then pass on with your daily routine and never comply with those instructions. Meaning that once you got it down pat, then you can go on and recreate something for yourself because you don't need those instructions anymore, you know. And that's a lot of that's what people do these days. They latch on, they become attached to other people's ideas and perceptions of their and how they did things. But you know, sometimes we need a little boost. We need a like a kickstart, something that will get us in that you know, critical thinking mode or that creative mode so we can start to receive ideas more better. Because I'm like, that didn't sit well with me when it said they never comply with those instructions and never comply with those. Okay, the author is checking up. The author is checking you up at this point because lack of persistence is one of the major causes of fear. Moreover, experience with thousands of people have proved that lack of persistence is a weakness common to the majority of men. It is a weakness which may be overcome by effort. This ease with which lack of persistence may be conquered will depend entirely upon the intensity of one's desire. The starting point of all achievements is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desires bring weak results, just as a small amount of fire makes a small amount of heat. If you find yourself lacking in persistence, this weakness may be remedied by building a stronger fire under your desires. Oh my God, y'all, I always want to begin to talk about mine. I've been pursuing, you know, my dream for 12 years now. And my dream was to, you know, to be able to consult with teenage girls and young ladies, you know, because of my upbringing and the things that I didn't have. So I'm like that, and you know, my thing was I want to be authentic. I didn't want to have degrees. I wanted to use what I would help me throughout my journey. You know, the tools and the skills that I've gathered and gained that help me, you know, be in the position that I am today. And a lot of people say, what position is that? Well, it's a lot of things that I have conquered due to me being able to listen to, you know, that intuitive side within me speak to me. And I really, you know, obey. You know, a lot of people call it that God voice, but I say the intuitive voice or my higher self. Because I feel like anytime you look for some outside of yourself to do anything for you, then it that becomes a crutch. You know, I say that sets the stage for, you know, getting comfortable with taking handouts instead of you creating things for yourself. And that's why I came up with, you know, first it was called Zaki's Empowerment Shop. Then I changed to Inner Guidance Consultant. Now it's Mystic Intuitive Healing. So I've been trying to, you know, I wanted that name that would really be able to express what I am now. Because I've been working on it, and it's like the more I worked on it, the more I'm like, no, they don't fit who I am now. So I had to have a name that would fit who I am now, you know. Well, the how can I say this? The role that I am playing at this particular time, because as I continue on my journey, I am constantly evolving. So if I'm constantly evolving, the name might change again. Who knows? But I'm not sure. I'm positive that that name is gonna stick with me for a long time. Mystic, intuitive, healing. That says it all. You know. things that come from within me that I consult others with that I feel like they can be useful on their journey. Yeah, let's continue to read. Okay, so moreover, talent is desire. Okay, the starting point of all achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desire bring weak results, just as a small amount of fire makes a small amount of heat. If you find yourself lacking in persistence, this weakness may be remedied by building a stronger fire under your desires. Continue to read through to the end, then go back to chapter 2 and start immediately to carry out those instructions given in connection with the 6 steps. The eagerness with which you follow these instructions will indicate clearly how much or how little you really desire to accumulate money. If you find that you are indifferent, you may be sure that you have not yet acquired the money consciousness, which you must possess before you can be sure of accumulating a fortune. Fortune gravitates to men whose minds have been prepared to attract to them just as surely as water gravitates to the ocean. In this book may be found all the stimuli necessary to attain any normal mind to the vibration which will attract the object of one's desires. If you find you are weak in persistence, center your attention upon the instructions contained in the chapter on power. Surround yourself with a mastermind group, and through the cooperative efforts of the members of this group, you can develop persistence. You will find additional instructions for the development of persistence in the chapter on autosuggestion and the subconscious mind. Follow the instructions outlined in these chapters until your habit nature hands over to your subconscious mind a clear picture of the object of your desire. From that point on, you will not be handicapped by the lack of persistence. Your subconscious mind works continuously while you are awake and while you are asleep. Spasmodic or occasionally, effort to apply the rules will be of no value to you. To get results, you must apply all the rules until their application become a fixed habit with you. In no other way can you develop the necessary money consciousness. Poverty is attracted to the one whose mind is favorable to it, as money is attracted to him whose mind has been deliberately prepared to attract it, and through the same laws. Poverty conscious will voluntarily seize the mind which is not occupied with the money consciousness. A poverty consciousness develops without conscious applications of habits favorable to it. The money conscious must be created to order unless one is born with such a consciousness. Catch the full significance of the statement in the preceding paragraph, and you will understand the importance of persistence in the accumulation of fortune. Without persistence, you will be defeated even before you start. With persistence, you will win. If you have ever experienced a nightmare, you will realize the value of persistence. You are lying in bed, half awake, with a feeling that you are about to smother. You are unable to turn over or to move a muscle. You realize that you must begin to regain control over your muscles. Through persistent effort or willpower, you will finally manage to move the fingers of one hand. By continuing to move your fingers, you extend your control to the muscles of one arm until you can lift it. Then you gain control of the other arm in the same manner. You finally gain control over the muscles of one leg and then extend it to the other leg. Then, with one supreme effort of will, you regain complete control over your muscular system and snap out of your nightmare. The trick has been turned step by step. You may find it necessary to snap out of your mental inertia through a similar procedure, moving slowly at first, then increasing your speed until you gain complete control over your will. Be persistent no matter how slowly you may at first have to move. With persistence will come success. If you select your mastermind group with care, you will have in it at least one person who will aid you in the development of persistence. Some men who have accumulated great fortune did so because of necessity. They developed the habit of persistence because they were so closely driven by circumstances they had to become persistent, just like me. But I try to be, but boy, I tell you, y'all will know. I be so bombarded. I be okay. Woo. whatever that energy that I attach myself to, it shows itself up in my circumstance. And it's like y'all know how y'all be watching like the Marvel movies and anything comic, the comic people and they got superpowers and things of that sort. It's like I have to. That's why I say it's very imperative that I sit on a daily basis because my life it consists of me really having some type of skill in order to to fight off certain type of energies. This I know because I be experimenting with a lot of you know circumstances that I go through on a daily basis. I say one thing, and that's why I'm so fond of recording, voice recording or video recording or journaling, so I can document it. That okay, I said this, and then once it happened within my reality, somewhat like I said, I'll be like, see, there you go. And so you know how people be like, well, the law of attraction, it don't work like this. You gotta get up your ass to do this. I done had things come to me literally by writing it or speaking it, and it came to me. So sometimes, at first when I started doing it, like I said, it was kind of spooky that things were appearing within my life, bad or and good, bad things and good things were appearing in my life based upon my own, my mental, conversations that I was having, my internal conversation. You know how you talk to yourself without moving your mouth. I used to have so many of those conversations. Then I would watch things that show up. I was like, wow. Then I would watch, certain people into my life because they needed coaching. But the thing is, a lot of people really, they didn't look at me as somebody that could really give them, the proper advice for their situation. But how is it that these particular people that I'm talking about, they always come to me for advice, but they don't listen to the advice I give them. So how they going what I'm saying? It's like the reason why I say they don't believe in, me when I say that I am a consultant when it comes to spiritual things or whatever, little advice or problem that you have at the time that you need a solution to. Okay, you can come to me. If I don't know the answer, I will find a way to get the answer. That's what I go within, and because it doesn't matter what person it is, what individual it is, we are all human. So on that level of us being human, now the only thing is us being able to detach ourselves from certain things, in a timely manner. Because some people, things really linger and it confuses us, and so it starts to touch our heart and our emotions, and then we start to doubt ourselves. But we ain't gonna get into that. But I was just saying, like, I really needed certain skills in order to, live my life. And I've learned that because I pay attention every day to the circumstance and the situations that appear within my life. That's my job to do, to pay attention to my life. Your life is very important. Not going to work, not it, that's yeah, it's important, but it's not as important as your life. Because if you don't get your things in order, then it trickles down and have everything else out of order. But that's another video. Let me continue because I'm about to wrap this up. I did not want this video to be this long, but it is. Okay, so. mm, 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 mm. Okay, they developed the habit of persistence because they were so closely driven by circumstances that they had to become persistent. There's no substitute for persistence. It cannot be supplanted by any other quality. Remember this, and it would harden you in the beginning when the going may seem difficult and slow. Those who have cultivated the habit of persistence seem to enjoy insurance against failure. No matter how many times they are defeated, they finally arrive up towards the top of the ladder. Sometimes it appears that there is a hidden guide whose duty is to test men through all sorts of discouraging experiences. I just said something about that. I did. Okay, those who pick themselves up after defeat and keep on trying arrive, and the world cries, "Bravo! I knew you could do it. The hidden guide lets no one enjoy great achievement without passing persistent tests. Those who can't take it simply do not make the grade. Those who can take it are bountifully rewarded for their presence. Persistent. God, excuse me, y'all. They receive as their compensation whatever goal they are pursuing. That is not all. They receive something infinitely more important than material compensation. The knowledge that every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. There are no exceptions to this rule. A few people know from experience the soundness of persistence. They are the ones who have not accepted defeat as being anything more than temporary. They are the ones whose desires are so persistently applied that defeat is finally changed into victory. We who stand on the sideline of life see the overwhelming large number who go down to defeat, never to rise again. We see the few who take the punishment of defeat as an urge to greater effort. These fortunate never learn to accept life's reverse gear. But what we do not see, what most of us never suspect of existing, is the silent but irresistible power which comes to the rescue of those who fight on in the face of discouragement. If we speak of this power at all, we'll call it persistence. Let it go out. Let it go at that. One thing we all know, if one does not possess persistence, one does not achieve noteworthy success in any calling. As these lines are being written, I look up from my work and see before me, less than a block away, the great mysterious Broadway, the graveyard of dead hopes, and the front porch of opportunities. From all over the world, people have come to Broadway seeking fame, fortune, power, love, or whatever else it is that human beings all call success. Once in a great while, someone steps out from the long procession of seeking, and the world hears that another person has become mastered Broadway. But Broadway is not easily nor quickly conquered. She acknowledged talent, recognized genius, pays off in money only if the one has refused to quit. Then we know he has discovered the secret of how to conquer Broadway. The secret is always inseparable attached to one word: persistency. Persistency. And I'm gonna stop right here. Okay. With that said, y'all, I have so much stuff in me, but the thing is, it's my way of conveying it to other people. Sometimes it seems like I have no idea what I'm talking about, but like I said, I've been studying for 12 years. No, I don't know everything, but the things that I do know, I want to share it amongst others so it can help other people. So it can help other people. My it's like my my jaw and stuff it's so juicy and but anyway, yeah, yes, we my thing is once I get to doing this on a more consistent base and I just take off and all these things become to be a habit to me. Yeah, I see better. And I know I've been saying this for like what 3 years now, but I haven't been persistent. Things have been coming up in my life, and I haven't been as focused as I should be. But hopefully now that I am more, skilled when it comes to a lot of things, yeah, I can just be more focused. But anywho, I hope you guys have a great, great day. And I'll see y'all in the next video. And thank you guys for joining me. All you guys, just hold on. It's gonna get better. Everything's gonna be. And if it don't, y'all just rock with me. That's that peculiar side, that weird and wacky side of me. That my inner girl. That she just wanna do it the way she wanna do it. Even though I know they call it unprofessional, but I just want to have fun, y'all, and don't be so uptight about things when I do it. But that's be the thing. I be so nervous or whatever. But it's still gonna be some things that I have to work on. Hey, we can work on things together, or hey, however y'all want to do it. But the thing is, I just want to just share my knowledge amongst you guys, and we go from there. But anyway, see y'all in the next video. Thank y'all.